What it do, baby boo?
Oh, whoa.
What did you say?
What did he say?
What did he say?
What it do, baby boo?
What's good, fellas? TTEspn
What's
back in the
good?
building. We got the NFC North.
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 He said, wow, so many of you on today. You're welcome. What?
Who's that?
Yeah.
Big
You're
T's,
welcome.
big T's, big T's.
Oh, big T's. Oh, little T's, dog.
Let's go. Hey, two of you with the Choji, man. Hey, two of you with the Choji is legendary, my guy. I love it.
You see that? Look at that guy.
You with the Choji is legendary.
That's exactly me right there, my guy.
That's you.
Hey, the real question is though, what's he eating with the rice? That's always
I know, like,
the
you
question.
can't be eating rice like that.
Hey, Choji's a real one, dog. He eats rice just like
Choji's a real one.
I do.
Gary should leave.
So, dang.
So is that who the hell said that shit?
Gary.
Oh my gosh.
All right, y'all. Before we get into it, Vita had an icebreaker question that we're gonna throw out there,
All right.
and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it on here.
Okay.
Ooh, hey, hold on. Before we get to the icebreaker, tell us about that. Tell us about that.
What is
Hey,
what
y'all
is-
know,
Tell us about that.
Y'all know I'm a Baja Blast
Enthusiast.
Baja Blaster, enthusiast, connoisseur, whatever you want to call it. So I see this on sale, Baja Gold. I'm thinking it's gonna be fire, y'all, but it's just pineapple soda. So
Mid?
that's it.
Mid?
No, it's not. You know what? If pineapple soda is mid to you, then it's mid to you. But it's just pineapple soda. Like, it's just pineapple soda. It's like, it's not like an even mixed where you be like, oh, this is Baja Blast. You gotta like fight to kind of taste it. Like, it's just like, it tastes like pineapple vest. That's what it tastes like.
Better
I
than
like-
ocean water?
Nah. There's not not this. A Baja Blast, nothing comes close to that.
He said, "Is it better than ocean water?"
No.
So it's not on
No.
it's not on the level of ocean water.
Nope.
So,
It's Baja Blast, and then it's like ocean water, and then it's like everything else.
I think pineapple soda is kind of mid.
Yeah.
Pineapple soda goes hella good with freaking barbecue. I don't know why.
Nah, it does though.
Yeah, it does. Like, you eat barbecue, if there's not pineapple soda over there, your barbecue's mid.
Yeah.
That's the
Damn.
Islander in you.
I would say, damn, that's
That's kind of harsh. If it's.
that's real aggressive.
I know.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna throw an image on the screen, right?
Yep.
It's gonna have the question for our icebreaker. Let me get this thing up.
Y'all know we be doing this and that in Tento's trivia. So like getting back to TTEspn, I didn't want to feel like this was being left out also. So Paula's gonna do this or that, but I was like, yo, this week I was kind of interested in seeing what y'all would do. So
All Here's the image on the screen for folks watching. This burger gets 4 toppings only. 4 toppings only. This is before
Only
we
4.
this is before we get into the NFC North. Everything better than ocean water. Woo!
Damn. Damn. Damn, he can.
Liz said everything
Oh.
better than ocean water.
all right, 4 things.
This
If
burger-
you got a bun and a sauce, let us know what you think too. So you get your bun, you get whatever sauce, and then your 4 items.
Hey,
Also,
would the sauce count as one though?
Nah.
No.
Sauce don't count.
Why
If
not?
you're eating plain
That's
burgers,
kind of a
bro,
topic. No, I mean.
if you're eating plain burgers, you need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're eating plain burgers, you just need to grow up. So we're not serving kids, bro. No,
He said we ain't
you
kids
get
no
a
more,
sauce,
Craig.
bro. You get a sauce, bro.
You ain't serving no dry ass burger.
Okay.
Facts, dude.
Um,
All right, 4 things. So I'll go ahead and drop mine. I said I want the brochure bun to how we say it. You know how to say it.
The brioche buns.
Brioche bun, paturper bun, whatever bun that is. Yeah, I want that bun. I want that bun. I want sriracha sauce. I said I wanted a fried egg, grilled onions, bacon, and man. And I have to have a cheese, so I'll probably go pepper jack cheese.
Not bad, not bad.
Your cheese is a topping, so I have to. So give me fried onion, grilled eggs, bacon, and cheese.
Mine's on the same wavelength. It's those grilled onions, pepper jack cheese. What was the other one? Avocados.
Ooh, avocado.
What's after avocado?
And bacon.
Stick to avocado, bro.
You said avocado, that was a turn-off, dog.
Yeah, man.
All right, what you got to it?
All right, so we're going to go with the brioche buns with the mac sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And then we're going to go with chicken katsu with the fried over easy.
Did you say a chicken katsu?
You said chicken katsu?
Did you put a whole nother meat on top of it?
I
It's not
did.
an appetizer.
This man put a whole nother meat on the burger.
It's my burger. You guys deal with it, all right? Hey, nobody said anything about you two's burger.
You put a whole chicken.
Hey, man, you just avocado like that, bro.
Okay, so,
You put a whole other meat.
We got the patty, we got the chicken katsu, we got the grilled onions, and then we got the over easy egg. That's it.
Easy egg. See, look, an egg. An egg is look.
Hey, egg belongs on burgers.
Egg belongs on burgers.
No.
Nah, that's a whole like I would have did one of them barbecue joint stuff where I put like a short rib with my burger in between the bun.
A chicken katsu, dog.
A chicken katsu.
You can take the man out the island, but you can't take the islander out the man. That's ghetto. That's what that is.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's crazy.
My burger.
Okay.
I'm gonna have some mac sauce. Mac sauce is my sauce. I got to have that on there. You feel me? Got to have it on there. I gotta have some pickles.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about like a little McDonald's circle pickles. I'm talking about you gotta slice them dill pickles in long, throw them mugs on there.
Okay.
Some dill pickles.
Okay, so you like the pickles.
I ain't hating on that.
I'm on the wave.
You like pickles.
I'm on the wave with the egg. I gotta have an egg on there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let's go.
Gotta have an egg on there.
That's tough.
I don't know what it is, but I gotta have lettuce, bro. I gotta have lettuce. I must have lettuce. Lettuce must be on there. I gotta have some extra crunch. Lettuce.
Hey,
lettuce.
so
Hold
let
on.
me ask you a question. If you're placing this burger, where are you? Like, where is physically the lettuce going? Is it on top? Do you want like the shredded lettuce, or you want like a fan?
No, I want the fan lettuce. I want the
shredded.
Okay.
So that when I bite it ain't falling everywhere.
So me and you have a different view of lettuce then.
Yeah, shredded lettuce is always the best.
I can't do shredded lettuce. If I'm gonna bite a piece of lettuce, it gotta be in one piece. Like it need to be there when I bite it.
Okay, so when I do lettuce, I always do like my bottom bun has the sauce, right? And then I put the lettuce on top of that and my patty on top of that.
Nah, my lettuce on top. It's on the top bun. It's on the top bun.
Okay, cool.
It's on the top bun. And then my last thing, it gotta be on there. Is I gotta have some onion rings. Onion rings.
I don't like onion rings. I don't like onion rings, but I love grilled onions.
So you about to eat all that with no buns? You didn't say what type of bun you wanted.
I didn't either.
Let hold on. This man, I didn't give you a bun. I'm broke, okay? I might gonna be using the butt of the bread I got left over. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that is crazy.
He said all that on top of a hot dog bun.
Y'all just eat Mickey D's too much. Hey, the way my bank account is set up, Mickey D's is the number one and only option.
Extremely judgmental when it comes to food. Let's get it.
You think you know somebody until you hear their toppings of their bun, of their burger.
That boy said mac sauce with chicken katsu on there? What?
Don't knock it till you try it, dog.
I'm gonna knock it.
I don't think I have enough money to try that. Like I don't.
I'm gonna knock it.
I don't have enough money to try
Out of
that.
here.
All right, y'all. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. NFC
I just
North.
gotta make sure some crackheads in my back alley ain't get snapping off.
If they do snap off, point your camera to that, and I'm gonna put the solo cam on your camera.
As long as they keep it out the yard, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Hey, duke it out.
All right, y'all. NFC North. The NFC North. Bale made sure to be here. Carlos made sure to be here today because he's the king of the North. He couldn't have us slander his team and him not be here. You know what I'm saying? He had to be here. Just like Tua made sure to be here for the whatever his team is called. We ain't even gonna talk about that. We're on the NFC North now. So let's get it started off. We're gonna start with the coaches from last year. Starting with the Lions.
Started with the Lions.
Their coach as well as their record from last year. Their coach was Dan Campbell, right?
Yep.
They finished at 3-13.
Non-kneecaps.
No.
Non-kneecaps.
We're getting personal with the kneecaps, damn.
Nah, that's what he said. That's what he said. He said, I want a team that's non-kneecaps.
We're getting personal with the kneecaps. The Lions finished 3-13-1. They were in trouble of finishing 17 or 0-17, but they came out with some wins there late in the season. 3-13-1. But that's where we're gonna start the conversation, y'all. We're gonna start it right there with the Lions.
Gotcha.
And then we're gonna move our way up. Obviously, the next one is the Bears. Then we're gonna go to the Vikings. We're gonna finish with the King of the North.
Vikings.
We're gonna start with the Lions, though. We're gonna give them their play. We're gonna give them their face. This is where we're gonna talk about the NFC North. We're gonna go over to Pale, man. We're gonna start with Carlos. Tell us about the key off-season moves for the Lions altogether. Additions, departures, some of the draft picks. What are you seeing with the Lions? What are some of the keys that you're seeing from them real quick?
Hey man, it's just the most upside to the division, really. They're a really young offense with the receiving core of Amon-Ra, DJ Chark, Jamison Williams, and TJ Hawkinson. And you can even put DeAndre Swift into that. Great
DeAndre Swift.
And you put that together with a great offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They just need Jared Goff to get through them. Honestly, that's really all it is. Defensively, is where they need the most work, which is why they drafted Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
Amani Owarie, well, I don't even know how to say his name, but he was their best corner last year. Jeff Okuda still has played a game in the NFL yet, I guess. So,
that's true.
That's true. So there's not really much to talk about them, but Jared Goff needs to play, man. Scared money don't make no money, man.
Okay, cool. All right, that's where we at. We gonna move over to to Choji over there. Gary, man. Gary, what you got for us with the offseason for the
I think we could piggyback off of what Polly said. About their offseason, moves as far as the the NFL draft and the free agency. I think they did. They low key had a sleep free agency. Especially on the defensive side. They picked up Deshaun Elliott and Chris Board from us. I think Deshaun Elliott is gonna be a hell of a addition to that back end of their defense, and along with Chris Board, especially now that they're transitioning over to a 4-3. The linebackers are gonna be able to eat now. You know what I mean? Not saying that they weren't eating last year, but I believe that they'll make more plays and be more consistent with it. As far as I see on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know. For some reason, I don't believe in Jared Goff. I don't believe in his ability to take the talent that just came over and the talent that he still has there to above 500. You know what I mean? I don't believe it. I think I think you get a veteran quarterback as far as Nick Foles. If he's still playing, I think Nick Foles behind that rebuilt offensive line will be great because DeAndre Swift, man, that dude, that guy is somebody to look out for next year. He just needed an offensive line and receivers to help him, to relieve the pressure if the running game ain't going, But that's my take on it
Cool.
on
cool.
the Detroit Lions.
Sound like we got some high hopes for the Lions, going off of kind of what Paula said with the highest ceiling, so to speak, is what it sounds like.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Vita Van Pelt, man. I know you got a whole lot of takes on the Lions, man. What we looking at?
Addition wise, we all said it came draft night. If Aiden Hutchinson found his way to 2, you go up and you draft immediately. They did that. Being able to move back and to pick up Williamson, they did that. Again, we don't know how long he's going to be out to start the season. We don't know how long, but I'm the proponent of it doesn't matter if you miss your first year. I got you for your rookie contract. I need you for the years 2 through 4 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care if he misses the entire year just to make sure he gets healthy. You still got him for 4 more years, and you still got him at great value. So I'll take that. Offensively, PFF started to drop their grades, and Detroit has the potential 3rd-ranked O-line behind Cleveland and Philadelphia, who's at number 1. So just think when you look at these pieces that's kind of around, you're like, okay, you have the 3rd-ranked O-line. You've been investing in the O-line. You've been building opposite from what other people have from the line inside out. Your line is solidified, and you got great people there. Some being paid, some still on rookie deals. Panay, big ups to those. You know what I'm saying? Wish he was whatever. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you have the 3rd-ranked O-line, when you pick up a player in Aiden Hutchinson, who for the next 4 years, I think is at minimum an 8 to 10, 12 sack guy. You pick up Williamson. The issue that I do see with them, and it's just like Jared Goff is not that guy. And we like whatever y'all think about him, I do not think Jared Goff is that guy. Jared Goff is not that guy. But it's okay because Detroit knew that, and this is the last year he has with the team on his contract. So I just think you need to just air it out and continue just on your course of building. Dan Campbell has shown that he's going to coach to win, whether they win or lose, whatever that is. They had a lot of close games last year where they just came out on the wrong side of them. I think you come out on the wrong side of him because you have Goff, and a couple of times he left the field with it up. But I think we know Jared Goff is a fringe 20 quarterback working his way backwards. So just continue to build from that point. Again, I like Dan Campbell. DeAndre Swift isn't even like the top 5 best running back in this division. So I'm not understanding anything that anybody's talking about when they're looking at his potential. You got both running backs in Green Bay. You got 2 running backs in Minnesota. And you got David Montgomery. Like DeAndre Swift's not even like a top 5 running back in this division. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out. So when I go look at his numbers, I'm like, okay, you only had 600 yards rushing, but you're trying to amp him up because he had 62 catches. But even with all of that, my man's barely cracked 1,000 yards. So I'm like, you had a 14th rank-ish O-line last year, and this year you have a 3rd, but you can't give me a 5-yard per average carry. So I think, again, people love the flashes of it, but the sustainability of it, I'm just okay on with DeAndre Swift. Defensively, Tracy Walker was the team's leading tackle, and he's going to be returning. But when your safety is the only person on the roster with 100 tackles, you got a problem with your linebackers.
Right.
Their second leading tackler was also their safety at the time with 93 tackles. You know what I'm saying? So, there's, again, this was last year's roster. When you pick up Aiden, okay, you help that out. Again, Okuda hasn't played worth of anything due to injury in the COVID year. So him coming out and just being a serviceable cornerback and Aiden just being a good D lineman on a rookie year clearly should just be an upgrade from what they previously had. But these linebackers are buns, bro. I don't see no hope for these linebackers. I don't see no hope for these linebackers at all. So when I look at them, again, I'm hopeful because they have important pieces on important contracts, but that's not nothing that's going to benefit them as an overall team this year.
Yeah.
I think that the transition from 3-4 to 4-3 is gonna help boost the linebackers. Don't you think?
I don't think that makes a
'Cause they're-
difference, to be honest with you. Because I mean, if
there
we're
are
looking at it,
there are teams and there are individual players that sometimes don't work well in the 3-4.
No, they
you know
don't.
what I mean?
They don't. They
Yeah,
don't.
and just by transitioning into a different defense, you know, what I mean, maybe they flourish.
so
Or
what you're
maybe
telling
they-
me though, is in 1 year, you're expecting your linebackers, because we're moving from a 3-4 to a 4-3, to average 100 to get that 100 tackle mark. I just don't think it happens. I don't think it happens that simply, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Especially in your first year in the new system. Dan Campbell's a defensive-minded coach. We know that. But I think in your first year in the new system, there's no way you can expect your linebackers to go from 70, 80 tackles to all of a sudden having 100, right? I don't think that changes.
Their leading sack person last year was Charles Harris with 7.5,
Yeah.
and then you had Okwara with 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty much sure that Aiden's gonna walk in and at least get 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But defensively, honestly, I think it gets easier for them in this division. There's only one really true number one receiver in this division.
Yeah.
Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Justin
So-
Jefferson.
The question for y'all is, with the Lions now having the number 3 ranked O-line, based on what we're seeing, how they built and where they're at now, y'all still don't have at least a little bit of faith in Jared Goff to be able to have a little bit more time, do a little bit more than what he did last year?
What was the record last year? 3 and what?
13-1. They had a tie.
Okay, so for my take on it, it's gonna be 6-11 this year.
Well, actually, we'll go over that. We'll go over the
We'll
record.
walk through the record.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
No, you good. So all right, so last year Goff had 3,200 yards, 19 TDs, and 8 picks.
Yeah.
He was sacked 34 times, and he had a QB rating of 91.5. I'm just looking at the stats here on their website. This is what it says: 67% completion percentage.
91% rating is that's not bad, right?
I think that's around.
Not really. I think that's
around league
like
average.
Yeah, average.
That's
Average,
close to
right?
league
Yeah.
average. Yeah. So I'm sympathetic to that because again, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, did his thing. 90 catches, right? I think he had like 90. Let me see if I see. Yeah, 90 for
Came up at the end of the
912.
season.
Wasn't no one
Yeah,
else to throw
90.
it to.
Yeah.
90 for 912 and 5 TDs. He said DeAndre Swift had 62 catches. He only had 2 TDs and 400 yards, 450. The big disappointment for me with that, who I felt like maybe Jared Goff to take that leap, is TJ Hawkinson. 61 catches for 583 and 4 TDs. I don't feel like for a guy who when I look at you and you are a number 1 draft pick, like you, this Iowa prodigy, like product how they bring out, I feel like you should be given a little more on that end. Like you should not be the 3rd leading receiver behind Swift and St. Brown. So yeah, TJ Hawkinson.
Does that fall more on Dan Campbell being so defensive minded that they played from behind all year? I don't think they played with the lead, not one time this year. And if they did, they didn't have it for long.
Yeah.
Too much about their OC. I don't know too much about their OC. I don't know too much about the way they call plays. To be honest, I don't know too much about how that works for them. I know Dan Campbell's a defensive-minded guy, but again, it's year 1. This was year 1 for him, but it wasn't that good of a defensive-minded job.
I think they ran a lot of play action, honestly.
They did. And
By action, they leaned on Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's where Goff did his best at with the Rams was play action with Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
But again, that's Todd Gurley. That's when defenses have to respect him in an MVP candidate year. That's when Goff had those elite years. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that now.
So does DeAndre Swift's going to get that 2nd-year jump after his rookie year?
He got to stay healthy. I think he played hurt.
I know.
70% of the season.
Whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think DeAndre. I think the shiny stuff around DeAndre Swift being that dude is his fantasy numbers. His fantasy numbers jump off the board. That's where people jump on the bandwagon of DeAndre Swift. I agree he ain't a top 5 running back in this division based on last year, Going into this year with that O line, there could be a jump, but I do think he still has to split that time with the other running back over there. So
Yeah.
all right. So with that being said, we're gonna go over the Detroit Lions schedule for the first half of the year. We're gonna go over their first 7-8 games, and we'll see where you guys think they are as far as record. 8 games in, first game of the season. They're at home.
It's to the bye week, right?
Yeah, we'll take it to the bye week, which is like 10 games, 10 or 11 games, something like that.
Yeah. Week 6.
I'll just go halfway. We got the Eagles. Okay. Eagles first game of the year, September 11th, in Detroit. They're staying in Detroit again against the Commanders. Then they go on the road to Minnesota. So Philly, Washington, Minnesota, Seattle at home, the Patriots in Foxborough, and then the Cowboys. And then the bye week.
So week 6 is the bye week. So I'm gonna tell you this: up to the bye week, I see them 1-4 at best.
Oh wow! What?
I'm giving them 2.
I'm giving them 4 too. I think the only game they give up is New England, in my opinion.
The only game they lose?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have.
We're talking about the Detroit Lions, right?
Yeah.
You got Detroit winning 4?
Yeah.
Before the bye week?
I'll give it 3.
I got 2. Yeah, I'm going with.
Wait. To entertain me on that, because I don't.
What?
You have them winning possible 4 up to the bye week.
Possible
4.
You're going to need to explain yourself. No E. You're going to need to explain yourself.
Well, they're going to...
explain yourself.
First and foremost, they're going to split one with Minnesota. Minnesota finds a way to lose to every team in the division.
Okay,
but that one, the one before the bye is at Minnesota.
So I still think they find a way to win that.
Okay.
Minnesota.
Seattle, no one knows what the hell is going on in Seattle.
Okay, that's 2.
Washington, I don't think Carson Wentz is going to make that much of a impact in the beginning of the season, more so to the end of the season.
Okay.
So I don't think
that's 3.
Philly, that's
stop. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh no, man. Let me just get it.
What?
Let me get to it. Philly was a close one. It was like teetering. I mean, they made a lot of nice offseason moves and all, but I think Jalen Hurts is still. I still need to see what's good with them. I still need to see it.
I ain't mad at that.
I still need to see what's good with them. Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones, honestly, Foxborough is just a tough place to play, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is.
That's why I think they're the only loss in that. That's the only possible loss. But I think the best record for them is 4-1. Worst, probably 2-3.
Wow. I respect it though. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I only got them winning 1.
Oh.
Yeah, I only have them winning 1, and that's Seattle. And that's at home. If that was in Seattle, I'd give them a loss.
I got them at 2. The Commanders and Seattle. They're gonna go 2-3 entering the bye week.
Okay, 2-3. So after the bye week, we see Dallas, Miami, Green Bay. That's 3 L's for me.
Yeah, those are 3 L's.
Those are 3 L's.
You got 2 division games right after
Dallas, Miami, Green Bay, and then they go right into Chicago. Giants.
I think they win against Chicago.
Bills.
I think they beat Chicago, beat the Giants, and lose to the Bills.
All right, so look at the record, or look at the rest of the schedule. What y'all got them going for a 17-week season? 17 weeks. What are their record at the end of the year?
7-10.
Oh, damn! You giving them 7 games?
Giving them 7 games.
Okay.
I'm going the same thing I said earlier. 6-11.
Because I know they're gonna sweep Chicago. Chicago's. You can't tell me they're gonna win any games this year.
You think Chicago's still?
No, I'm definitely. I'm much higher on Chicago and Washington, and I think a lot of other people are. But I got them repeating their schedule. I got them repeating their record. I think they're about 3-14 again.
I gave them 5, but I want to say 4-13. I want to say 4-13 because I got them splitting a game with Chicago, and I think the one they win is at home. I got them splitting the game with Minnesota. Minnesota and Kirk Cousins always find a way to lose those games in division. That's it. Mm-hmm. Green Bay gonna win both of those games. That is what it is. I got them beating Seattle, and then I got them beating New York Giants in New York. Those are my 4 wins.
I gave them Seattle. I gave them a split with Chicago, and I gave them a
split with the Vikings.
No, I gave them, and I gave the Giants. No. I think Minnesota this year just they did some things defensively that I like, and I don't think they new coach too. New coach.
Okay. You're right. I'm okay with that.
New coach. Yeah, it's not Zimmerman. So
all right. So Vita's going with the repeat of 3-14.
3-14.
I'm going 4-13.
But I could like 3 is my absolute floor. 6, I'm like not trying to touch. I can see 5, but I can't see 6.
I think so. They got, for me, they're gonna beat Washington. They're gonna beat Seattle. They're gonna beat Chicago, New York Giants, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Jets.
You got them beating the Jags?
6.
I don't think Jags is I don't think Jags is it, dog. In my opinion,
I like Doug Peterson though.
So I got Commanders. I got them splitting with Minnesota. I'm taking Seattle. So that's what, 3 already.
3. You gave them both with Chicago, right?
I gave them both with Chicago, so that's 5 already.
Damn.
I gave them the Giants, and I gave them. Who else was it? I gave them Carolina.
At 7?
Damn. 7-10?
7-10.
That's tough. That's tough. Well, cool. All right, so real quick, we gonna rapid fire. We're gonna rapid fire. I need 1 player from offense, 1 player from defense. Make these teams successful. What's gonna make the Detroit Lions successful on offense and on defense? I need 1 player from both sides. Who are y'all watching this year? We want to start with Vita.
Honestly, St. Brown. I'm a raw St. Brown, man. He got the 90 catches and 900 yards. I'm not as sold on it as most other people. I'm really not, because again, in a lot of those games, they were playing from behind. So like they were competitive, but they were still playing in that mode where like he was going to spam up some catches. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he's a number 1, but I do think he is a 1A, like 1B-ish type guy. So I'm in Ross St. Brown. I'm gonna see if he can double up. 80 catches, 800 yards, and then I'd be like, all right, cool. You kind of like, I could take that. And then second is Jeff Okudah, man. Like he was a dude, high draft pick. We know the premium position at cornerback, and it's crazy when I look at the depth chart here. They actually have him as a starting nickelback. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, bro, you got picked up early. You're supposed to be on the outside just shutting somebody out, but they took you inside. Kind of makes me, how much they view him if he's actually on there. Nothing wrong with being a nickel, but you were a high draft pick. You were supposed to come in and, be locked down on the outside. So if he can do his thing defensively, that will help out that defense. And then everybody else should kind of fall in suit in line there. So it's definitely Jeff Okudah and Amon-Ra St. Brown for me.
Cool.
Okay.
Tua, where you at? And then we'll go over to the King of the North.
I think TJ Hawkinson on offense. That dude needs he really needs to break out of his shell. Actually be a tight end. You know what I mean? And on the defensive side, I think Chris Board coming over from the Ravens, I think he'll change up that linebacker core. Even though we had him as a backup, he still has that AFC North grit. You know what I mean? And like like we all said, we all know that the linebackers were trash. So adding Chris Board, I think adding Chris Board is gonna fire up the linebacker core. I just think he's gonna bring that grit to the defense for them. Those are my two.
Cool. King of the North, Carlos.
I mean, don't be surprised if you see DJ Chark as their leading receiver. don't be surprised. He was a 1K in Jacksonville, man, before he got hurt. Don't forget about him. Defensively, same with Vita, Jeff Okuda. Justin Jefferson's the only one you have to worry about this year.
Yeah.
Facts.
Pick it up.
Cool. I'm gonna go with Jamal Williams. I think DeAndre Swift is gonna get overused. He's gonna turn into he's gonna be a very Jamal Charles type. Not Jamal Charles. That's giving him too much. I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt. He's gonna get turned into a very Kareem Hunt kind of guy. To me, Jamal Williams was the better running back out of those two last year on the ground. When you looking to give me something on the ground, Jamal Williams is that dude. But I think he's gonna be the one to watch this year. I think he'll take advantage of that time. And I'm gonna go Aiden Hutchinson. He gonna have a bad year.
He's gonna have a bad year.
He is gonna get 10. He gonna get like 10 sacks. But I think he ain't gonna have a great year. Because when you look at that D line, who you worried about? Just Aiden Hutchinson. Man, just came out of college. He's gonna get doubled all year.
He's gonna get doubled all year, triple team
all year.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall into a couple sacks because you're gonna be down 3-4 touchdowns, and that's all you're gonna end up doing is falling into a sack. So we'll see. Predicted in the future. Cool. Any final thoughts on the Lions before we move over?
They're still trash.
Oh,
Next.
That's just so trash.
Next.
Still a losing season.
Hey, no.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna move over to the Chicago Bears. Last year they finished
Bears.
The Bears.
Bad news Bears. Bad news Bears.
They finished 6-11. Coach last year was Matt Nagy. Did he get fired yet?
Yep.
Yeah, he's with the Chiefs again.
Going into this year, who's their coach this year, y'all?
Matt Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus. I'm glad you said his last name because I was just gonna say Matt.
Matt Blood first.
I think he was if you could check, let me double check, but I think he was DC in Indy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think he spent 4 years in Indy. And then he came over. So Matt Eberflus is the coach this year. Defensive-minded coach on a defensive team, historically known for defense. I don't know about this year. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about this year. Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know about this year, my guy.
I don't know about, but they are in a weaker conference. So we got to throw that out there. But let's talk about just to recap. Matt Eberflus finished 6-11 last year. Let's talk about some of the key off-season moves that they made, going from additions, departures, all the way into the draft. We'll start with Tua. What you got for the Bears, man?
I like Tavon Young and Byron Pringle.
Okay.
Their key additions. They lost Kyle Fuller to the Ravens, and they picked up Tavon Young from the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? This is a Ravens transaction.
Gonna find a way.
That's what all of this ever is gonna be.
Raise his own team.
Let's hold on, real quick. Let's go back to the fact that he said Board. What was his name? Chris Board. He's the 4th-string linebacker, but he said he's the key one to watch over there. Yeah. Just throwing that out there. 4th-string linebacker.
Trust me.
He said, trust me.
Trust me.
We'll go back to Tua and the Chicago Bears.
Well, yeah, and Byron Pringle. I think what's his name? Justin Fields. I think was it Allen Robinson? He's still unsigned. Well, he's still
he went to the Rams.
He's in the Rams.
He's with the Rams.
Yeah.
So I think with him leaving, I think his number one will be Byron Pringle from the Chiefs. I think that connection right there is gonna be like low-key nice.
Mhm.
Just saying because Pringle he got good size on him. He got speed and he catch the ball, but he couldn't see no time in KC because you had Tyreek Hill, you had Travis Kelsey, you had all the other receivers, whatnot. And my last person. Oh, that was it on the additions that I liked. Everything else I didn't. Everything else was irrelevant.
Everything else had nothing to do with the Ravens. So,
Got you.
Yeah.
all right,
Got
Carlos,
you.
Got
Got you.
hit us up, Carlos.
Oh, man, it's the team I've been waiting for. I hate this team. I hate this team.
Tell us how you
can't
really
lie.
feel.
I hate this team. Out of all the sports, it's the most team I hate, man. Bears team Bears. What have you guys done, man? Honestly, I wait. Adding Byron. Wow. Wow. Speed.
He said, wow, Steve.
Wow. It's
Oh,
just so strange anyways, because you guys give no time to Justin Fields. Honestly, I felt bad for him and Roquan Smith, the two best players on their team. They traded everybody else away. They really didn't add anybody in the draft that I really care about. Honestly, they have the most downside in the NFL. Yeah, the most downside.
that's
But
great.
They legit,
But yes.
they legit didn't have a good draft.
no one knows who Jay drafted in the first round. I wait.
They had no first this year.
They had no first.
Well, second.
No, but
second.
yeah, they have nothing. Like they didn't have no outstanding names that popped up to mind.
Damn. So no key off-season moves for you, Paulie.
No. They gave away Khalil Mack for $1.
A bag of Cheetos,
Yeah, so
half-eaten Cheetos.
there's not really much they added to that.
And Cheetos and Bull Rat.
A
All right,
20
cool.
minutes, St. Brown, Byron Pringle. Wow.
Let's send it over. Let's send it over to Vita Van Pelt, man. I know you're a fan of the Bears. Not necessarily the Bear, but you're a fan of Justin Fields. So tell us about the Bears.
Facts,
man.
Who's tell me. Justin Fields is the best quarterback from the 2021 draft class. I've been saying that the whole time. Justin Fields is the best quarterback. But y'all know I live by the saying, if I'm gonna say it again, where you go is more important than who you are. I hate it when he got drafted to the Bears because I didn't like Matt Nagy. I didn't like the front office. The most important key addition this offseason was not a player. It was not a player. It's not a player. GM, his new name from now on is Ryan Polos. All right? Y'all call him Ryan Polos. Chicago
Ryan Polos.
Bears hired GM Ryan Polos. Guess where this man came from? Kansas City. What did he do in Kansas City? He spent his entire time going through every scouting department until last year when he led player personnel. And he came. The first move he made was send Khalil Mack to his former boss's rival.
That's a fact. Hey.
That's a fact. The first thing
fact.
he said was, I'm going to send Khalil Mack to the Chargers for nothing. I could have did a favor to my peoples and sent Khalil Mack to the Chiefs for that same deal, but no, I'm not going to do that.
That's
I
crazy.
feel this man, so you said it, and I'm glad you said it. The Chicago Bears of old, I don't believe exists no more. New coach, new GM, we now get to see a new history. This is a clean slate. This is an ugly roster, clean slate-wise to start with. So I'm going to ask you, when you come into a house that's dirty, you got to clean it up. So the first thing you do is you move the most valuable asset you have in Khalil Mack. You get him off the roster, and you get anything you possibly can. Father's right. Smith and Fields are still here. But you picked up Kyler Gordon, a rookie deal cornerback from Washington U. We know they put out DBs. Jaquan Brisker, who I think Chicago always has a way to find a safety. They got Eddie Jackson. I like Jaquan Brisker. Velus Jones, I don't like Velus Jones. I really don't as a draft pick. But I understand why you pick him up because of the speed. But dude's 25. Darnell Mooney snapped last year. Darnell Mooney had a good year last year. 80, I think it was 80 catches for 1,000, and he only had 4 TDs. But he had a grand. There wasn't much they was working with. Cole Kmet, 60 catches, 612. when I really look at everything they added, I look specifically at the fact that not only you got a new coach, you have a new GM. Your new GM goes out and he makes big statements like, we're going to retake the North and all this stuff. He says some of the stuff you want to hear. We're going to build through the draft. This year, the Bears have $52 million in dead cap. They can't do nothing. But next year, they have $97 million in free cap. They have the ability to go steal a couple people next year from a couple teams who seem unwilling to pay. And there's a lot of receivers right now who clearly ain't trying to get some money, and they could just go out pay them to bring them next year. So I think this year on the record, we won't see a better improved team, but I will be watching Ryan Polos. I will be watching his transaction sheet over the next 2-3 years to see exactly what he's trying to build in this vision. He's got 4 more years. He's got 3 more of Justin Fields plus the player option, 4 more before they have to decide to do anything with that. But you'll sign him before the player option. But again, you got Fields, you got Montgomery, who I think is a really, really good running back. Do I think he's top tier? No, but I think he's behind Green Bay's running backs as an individual. Again, like I said, their O-line is horrible. It's terrible. I wish they could have probably addressed that better. But I think at the value that they got in the draft, they really just took what they felt was BPA in the moment. I think Kyler Gordon and Brisker will come and help to bring a little more surety to their secondary. Now that they are going to commit 100% to Fields, you know what I'm saying? I think we'll see a much improved season from Fields, but as a team, they're still not a well-rounded roster enough to compete next year. But watch the adding of the GM, Ryan Poles, that's his name. That was the most important move this whole offseason to me.
Ryan Polos.
Ryan Polos.
Hey.
Before you go, sorry, can I say something real quick about the Chicago Bears? I think for some odd reason, it's been known that Chicago's Bears were always known for their defense. Not one time were they known about their offense. Like Vita said, I believe since they committed to Justin Fields now, I think the Chicago Bears is going to be an offensive-minded team from here on out.
And that's
the defensive side, I don't think it's going to be there, but I don't think it's going to be like how we knew growing up what the Chicago Bears were a defensive team.
I don't think this is the growing up Bears no more because, again, new GM, new coach, new era. It's a whole new different thing. The Bears is the only franchise in history to not have a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards. Mm-hmm. So they want to see fireworks. They've never been able. Man, this guy can fling that, even with Jay Cutler. So they haven't had that.
Jay Cutler was butt. Brandon Marshall was butt. I'm saying
Brandon Marshall was butt.
You said he wasn't butt?
He was hella butt.
I don't know about hella, but that's a little over the top. He was butt.
I never liked this.
He played on the Bears. He was butt.
He was butt.
You know, David Montgomery to me reminds me real heavily of an Arian Foster. Amazing running back on a really, really bad team.
Right.
But I think looking at the Chicago Bears, I think they're in a perfect timing situation. This is one of those best timing situations. Right, you're bringing Ryan Poles. You're looking at Green Bay's eventual downward trend. Eventual. We don't know what that's going to look like. I got him 2-3 real good years. I think in 2-3 years, that's when we'll start to see the uprising of Justin Fields. We'll start seeing a little bit more of the evolution of the Chicago Bears. I mean, he just said it. Ryan Polo's going to make those moves to make that team look good. He did it for the Chiefs. I think he's going to start doing it here. So,
that's your take on the Bears?
I mean, I don't really have. So not a real big take for the Bears. I'm kind of just a small one. I'm just here for participating. You feel me?
I did hit up my Chicago homie, and he said, Equanimous, what's his name? St. Brown that came from the
Equanimous St. Brown or something like that.
Equinox.
He says he's like, two of you with the Byron Pringle tape. That's you, my brother. You can have that one. You know what I'm saying? You can have that one. I'm focused on Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney,
Cole Kmet.
And he says he feels like St. Brown has the ability to break out here in Chicago, but I'm like, then again, we'll see. So did he get any PT over there in Green Bay? Probably right.
Barely.
That's where he.
Bear like when people got hurt.
Yeah,
People
when
got
Tay
hurt.
was hurt, when Amon-Ra was hurt,
When Lazard was out.
Yeah, when Lazard was out.
when they
Lazard
had
was
no
out.
other options.
He got a couple catches. But it was really no PT for him because he didn't beat him out.
So he was the guy who he felt like because I've seen things about people like Velus Jones over there. I'm just not sold on a 25-year-old guy coming out of college playing wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like Darnell Mooney.
Them knees is halfway done
on the roster, bro. Yeah, bro. So I'm not sold on a guy like that personally.
All right, so let's take it into the beginning of the season. We'll go over the first handful of weeks. Takes us into we'll see the first half of the. I mean, not the first half. We'll go all the way up into the bye week, and we'll see what their record will look like up until then. So first couple of games, Chicago's going to be at home against the 49ers. They're going to go on the road against the Packers. Come back home against the Texans. They'll fly out to New York against the Giants. Go into Minnesota against the Vikings, and then they'll finish off before the bye week against the Commanders. So they got the Niners, Packers, Texans, Giants, Vikings, and Commanders. What would the record look like up to those games? What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6 games into the season. Gary, man, Tua.
Wait, they got a late bye week, right?
They got a late bye week 14.
13, 24. Oh yeah, you're right. We'll go into we'll go 7 weeks into the season, which is the Niners, Packers, Texans, Giants, Vikings, Commanders, Patriots. So 7 games into the season. What is their record? Yeah, we're gonna stop at the Patriots in Foxborough.
Okay, we'll stop at the Pats.
I go 3-4.
3 and 4. What 3 games are you giving to them?
I'm giving them Houston. I'm giving them New York and Washington.
They 0-7 in the first 7 games. They 0-7 in the first 7 games.
I'm giving them 3 or 4. Houston,
I mean, I'm not really big on Danny Dimes, or Tyrod Taylor, but
Houston, New York, and Washington. I'm giving them
still
those
get washed.
3. Just giving them Houston and New York.
You're giving them Houston and New York?
That's it.
You giving them 2 games though?
Yeah, I'm just getting they're older. Yo, Frisco and Green Bay is gonna become a bye.
Right.
You get a bounce back with the Houston Giants. I still think again I'm gonna lean more towards Chicago on that end. Even that is at MetLife though.
But still, is Kadarius Toney, is Saquon Barkley still there? I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be doing anything against
Taylor,
him.
though. I think Tyrod Taylor's going to take the starting position there. No,
over Daniel Jones.
I mean, if anything, they'll try to give Daniel Jones to build up some stock to get something for him because they ain't gonna re-sign him.
Ain't no something for him when that season in, that contract done and he gone.
He's gone.
Facts.
That player option got declined when that week 17
He said,
they pack up. Yeah, they pack up their locker. Him and Sam can catch a bus together and go everywhere they want to go. Yeah, they go wherever the hell they want to go.
All right, so Tua gave him 3 and 4. Vita gave him.
I got 2 and 5.
2 and 5. Probably we know he hate. And for all we know, they might be going 0-17 for the whole season. But they're going 0-7 to start.
3 and 7, 4 and 7.
All right, so look at the next
5 and 7.
The next
5 and 8.
10 games. Cowboys, Dolphins, Lions, Falcons, Jets, Packers, Eagles, Bills, Lions, Vikings. How do the Chicago Bears, 2022-2023 Chicago Bears end the season? What is their record?
I have them 5 and 8 to the bye week. I have them only beating from the Patriots to the bye week. I have them beating Detroit, Atlanta, and New York. Losing to Green Bay. Humble pie before the bye week. Come out, get another humble pie by Philly. Get another humble pie by Buffalo with some wings. Get another win by Detroit. And then go home after Minnesota. And then that's a wrap. So I have them really at like 6 and 11.
I got them at 5 and 12.
These are some high numbers. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
5-12
pretty
is
high.
high.
That's high. So you gave him more stock than the Detroit Lions.
Yes,
You
because
gave him more
even
wins
with the
than
best, even last year they still managed 6-11. So I'm not gonna not take that because again, like I felt like the quarterback issues in the beginning held them back. I don't feel like they have that issue this year, and they have a new coach. So I didn't like Matt Nagy. So I think they're gonna have that. Like I still think at the end of the day, they on a quarterback battle, Fields over Goff, Montgomery over the running back cores in Detroit. So I don't have Detroit sweeping them. I have Chicago sweeping Detroit. I don't have them beating. I have them getting swept by Minnesota and Green Bay though. I have them beating Atlanta, and I gave them
Damn,
the
that's
Jets.
tough.
But 6-11, I don't feel like they've done enough to move the needle to go up for this year.
I think they
So
went backwards. 5-12.
I did.
I got
5-12.
I got him at 4. I got him at 4-13. 4-13. The only teams they're beating is the Texans, Giants, and then the Detroit Lions twice. All right.
I got him at 2-15.
2-15.
God damn.
I know you hate them, but damn,
I only got him for the back-to-back wins with.
you need to
Atlanta
explain
and New York
yourself.
Jets.
You,
Atlanta and New York Jets.
I can't give him Atlanta, bro. Mariota's over there, bro. I can't give him Atlanta. Go Ducks.
We'll
Do I really believe in Mariota? No.
No,
It is what it is.
Hey, I heard a quote. It said, "We always got to ride for somebody mediocre." If that's who you ride with, you got to ride with him, baby. You got to ride the train.
Mariota,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Yeah,
Mariota.
Y'all believe in somebody. Y'all believe in somebody. There ain't 32 quarterbacks better than Cam. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to ride for somebody. Y'all got to ride for somebody, man. Y'all got to ride for somebody.
Let's go, Mariota.
I feel like because Fields is clear cut pushed in this year, there's going to be more stability there. There's a leap. There's going to be more progression on his end. That's what my entire basis of this is Matt will be a better coach than the old Matt, and Justin Fields will have enough progression to sustain where they were at this year. But this team is not the one that's going to flip the switch. But I told you, I like Kyler Gordon. I like Brisker on the defensive end. And after that, offensively, I'm just hoping that Justin Fields takes a leap and becomes more efficient with his passing. That's it.
Cool.
That's all I'm basing that off of.
Cool. So we're going to do the same thing we did for the Lions. Give me a player on the offensive side and the defensive side real quick.
Don't ask me.
Okay, he ain't got nobody. Two of them, man. 3 players on offense and defense. Give me one on each.
Justin Fields on offense. Need to see him hit high numbers for this year. You know, really rally his team to them 5-12. The 5 games I gave him.
You're generous.
Come out and win them damn 5 games.
This better balance out later in the season when we go through the other divisions.
Right, and then I go on the defensive side. I like Cassius Marsh Jr. That boy, I like the way he plays.
You say who?
That's Seattle wash-up?
You said, hold up. Who?
You said the Seattle wash-up?
Yeah, I like Marsh Jr. I mean, I think he needs to bring it. You know what I mean? Roquan Smith, he's already established. I need to see some help from his other linebackers. So, Marsh Jr.
You said who?
Cassius Marsh Jr.
I don't even think he made the depth chart.
I like the Anthony Schwartz take better that you had with the Browns did.
Hey, no. Hey, so I understand too is Anthony Schwartz take only if it's with Deshaun Watson. Because Anthony Schwartz with Deshaun Watson will be Will Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take
Will
that.
Fuller 8. Will Fuller 8.
But I'm only taking that with Deshaun. I'm not taking that with Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? I'm just no. So I understand why Tua said that, but I'm only taking that with Deshaun, and I don't think he's playing. I don't think he's playing.
I believe Deshaun Watson's gonna be starting.
He ain't
I don't think he's playing this year.
He ain't playing this year.
I don't think he's playing this year, bro.
No,
He's
they're just
done.
prolonging. They're just prolonging it.
They just brought up. They just brought up like a
Hey,
handful of other cases, bro. He ain't playing this
Hey,
year.
y'all. The NFL don't care about morality. They're taking forever to get rid of Deshaun. But Calvin really was betting $1,500, and you got to get the hell up out of here. Yeah, get the hell up out of here. So remember, this is the NFL, who cares nothing about morality. They only care about their pockets. Hey, man, Calvin really was betting money, so it messed up the NFL money. So you got to stop. Deshaun getting massages, and them other guys was like, "Well, what did he do wrong?" They don't see nothing wrong with Deshaun did.
It didn't mess with our money.
Deshaun Watson needs
heaven on earth.
Lawyers. All right,
heaven on earth.
No, Deshaun Watson need to stop getting massages from multiple people and just have one.
Jesus.
Just get one.
Ice bath,
what are you doing?
Let's take an ice bath.
That's why they made massage guns, you idiot. All right, Vita.
Sneaky link.
All right, Vita. One on offense, one on defense, man. Who you got for Chicago Bears?
4th string right cornerback Lamar Jackson.
Hey, he ain't lying. He ain't lying either.
I found out when they clip, and I said, I can't wait to ship this one off. I can't wait to talk about 4th string right cornerback Lamar Jackson. Oh God, y'all! I didn't see my face when I saw 4th string right cornerback Lamar Jackson. Defensive player of the year, dark horse this year, baby. 4th string cornerback Lamar Jackson. So now, defensively, let me catch my breath here, man. Jalen Johnson was the cornerback they picked up last year. Again, I like Kyler Gordon. I do, again, but he's a rookie. Jalen Johnson going his 2nd year. Give me somebody there, man. Eddie Jackson is dope. Eddie Jackson really is dope, man. Give somebody to help with that secondary there. I'll take that. And then offensively, Tevin Jenkins, tackle they picked up last year. Give him out, keep Fields upright. That was a problem. That's a problem that all the rookies had last year. Davis Mills had the least of that problem.
All of them.
So Davis Mills had the least of that problem, so he seemed to have a little better numbers than everybody else. So protect your man, keep Fields upright, and I think good things can start to happen. But at least give the Bears one solidified piece on the O-line that they can begin to build from going into the next year. So if I can get a good year out of Tevin Jenkins, if I can get a good year out of Jalen Johnson, and then the 4th string cornerback Lamar Jackson can do his thing, man, I think 5-12 for Tua is very, very possible.
So you're saying that one offensive line guy is gonna be able to protect 7 guys blitzing his ass?
Hey,
you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere.
No. So go back specifically to Justin Fields' first start. Who did they play? Cleveland, and they sacked him like what 7-8 times.
Look at who they got. They got freaking Jadeveon Clowney and freaking Miles Garrett.
Exactly. I'm not saying one can stop, but I'm saying if one becomes something of a serviceable lineman, then we have a growing point from there.
Roadblock, you just need one roadblock. That's
at that point, you shut down 1/3 of the line.
Yeah,
where you can focus everything on that side.
And specifically because they have him at left tackle this year.
Right.
So protect the blind side, and then we can move on to things from there.
Cool.
At least give us something to work with.
All right.
So
that takes us into the next team of the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings. Last year finished at 8-9. 8-9. Fired their coach. 5 years too long. And their new coach this year is Kevin O'Connell, stepping in as a head coach. Don't know too much of his background, but Kevin O'Connell.
He came from under McVay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he came from under McVay.
Mm-hmm.
He was the OC for the Rams. But we know McVay called plays, so we don't know what Kevin can do.
So what was you really doing, Kevin?
Yes, what was you really doing, Kevin? So you know what?
Players in there.
I believe we're fantasizing the view of Kevin O'Connell coming from an offensive mind like McVay and then having a weapon like Justin Jefferson to make them think that this team still didn't go 8-9 last year. Like, it blew my mind how many people heard Devontae Adams leave Green Bay and be like, yeah, Minnesota's gonna win it. Nah, y'all was still 8-9. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was still 8-9. Like, me and Paulie said it last year, like Green Bay was gonna win that division with a 3-game gap. And I believe it's the same thing this year. Green Bay will win this division with a 3-game gap. They did do some things.
They did
like,
last year with a 5-game gap.
Yeah. So like what really was added to Minnesota outside of a head coach? And I'll say it now because we're gonna be saying it again with everybody else. I can't give much stock to a first-time head coach or a head coach in their first year with that team. So y'all take that spoiler alert for when we get to Denver too, because I don't know what to do with a first-year coach. But when you're 8-9 with a Thielen, who Thielen gave you all them TDs, but he ended the year hurt. I like Osborne, Justin Jefferson, top 3 receiver in the league at minimum. Dalvin Cook kills it, can't stay in the game too long, right? They picked up the 2 rookies they picked up. I like the guy who sold me and Pale, Andrew Booth Jr., right? He was messing up our draft picks. Messing up our
Sold us for 20 picks into the second round.
20 straight picks. That's all I will hear.
Sold us for 20 picks. Like, if we would have hit him, maybe I could have tied Soy for
He
the
went
stuff.
to a rival.
Yeah. So Andrew Booth, and then them bringing back Patrick Peterson, having Harrison Smith. Like, I think Patrick P is gonna take the vet role, but the Lewis Seen pickup, the safety from Georgia, like the more I looked into him, the more I was like, I think Minnesota's got one with this guy, right? I don't like. I mean, Kendricks. I know probably high of him. I'm high on him too. But at some point, we have to, like, there's got to be a little bit of a drop off here. And I think he might be a little more having an issue with it this year because I don't feel like the support of that team's just ugly, even though they got the Zadarius Smith now, right? Like, I think Zadarius went from Green Bay to Minnesota. But after that, it's kind of like this team didn't do too much to me but add O'Connell. And again, I think it's just kind of like a fantasy thing to assume that he could call plays like McVay, and I don't think he can.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Let's move over to Tua. See what your take is on the Minnesota Vikings, man. Talk to me about those offseason moves, some of those some key additions, key departures, maybe even those draft picks. What you got, Tua?
I like the
There's no former Ravens over here, by the way.
I know. Oh no, there actually is. So Darius Smith. That asshole freaking straight swerved us. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come back to Baltimore." Swerve. Hey, Minnesota Vikings. Hey, you guys got a better deal? Oh yeah, I'm coming over there.
Yeah.
So Darius Smith, that was a really good pickup. In the draft, I like the move that they got with Brian Asamoah, for the linebacker. The linebacker from Oklahoma. I think he's gonna make a good impact on that defensive side. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. I honestly don't believe in Kirk Cousins. They need to do something. Bring in somebody. I don't even know who their backup is.
I thought Kellen Mond was gonna get some work.
Sean Mannion, Kellen Mond right now is a third string on the depth chart.
Okay, well, see, I think having if they could pick up another experienced vet as a backup, or at least, you know what I mean, to help that I don't know. I just don't believe in Kirk Cousins. I like CJ Ham, the pickup they had on offense, that fullback, that he's gonna open up holes for.
Hold on, wait a minute. Time out. Did you just put a fullback on the key editions?
I think CJ Ham was already on there. No, yes, he was. He was already on the team.
Wait, what?
It can't be a key addition if he was already on the team.
He was. I thought he just got picked up. Okay,
he was on the team.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize that. My bad.
They pick up Jordan Hicks from Arizona.
Oh, Jordan Hicks. Yeah, he's a good pickup. But other than that, I think Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, they're gonna have another good year. Other than what I seen that they picked up within that linebacker, I think he's gonna help out big time on that defense, especially with Michael Pierce coming back to Baltimore. They're gonna have a really solid linebacker core over there at Minnesota. That's about it on my take.
Cool. Before we go over to Carlos, let me step in here.
Go ahead.
I'm on the Vita train with Eric Kendricks taking that step back. I think it was a strategic move for them to go get Brian Asamoah. I think he's going to be that dude to kind of step in. Jordan Hicks, I don't think lasts with the Vikings all year. I don't think Jordan Hicks is there all year.
You think he trades or he's hurt?
I think he gets traded. He gets traded just because if I'm looking at who we're going to get rid of as the Vikings, Asamoah got to get in there sometime this year. Asamoah's got to get in there sometime this year. I don't think you have a guy like Kendricks leave or even step down. So I think Jordan Hicks is that dude. He wasn't that dude for us. I think he either gets traded, gets hurt. It's been, I don't know. His dependability to me is always a little sus. I like the Georgia safety that they drafted. Louis Sign, is that his name?
Yeah, Sign.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, Sign. Yep.
I think that's a huge pickup for them. How much of a difference is he gonna make? I think he's gonna make Harrison Smith's job a little bit easier. Not a whole lot. But in a weakened NFC North, I think he does make his job a little bit easier. It's all gonna come down to Kirk Cousins, though. I don't believe in him. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move over to the King of the North and see what you got, man.
Yeah, the team that has the most talent up and down on their roster and don't know what to do with it. And they have Kurt Coupon, so doesn't make any other difference.
Kurt Coupon.
So, I mean, I guess
It's an expensive coupon. Coupon.
And they extended him?
It's an expensive coupon. It's a $40 million coupon.
I don't understand the Vikings.
I need a refund.
Yo, that's a $40 million coupon.
Is there anyone on this team right now, Paulie, that you're looking at where you're just like, okay, not as a Green Bay fan, but as a fan of football first, where you're looking at this edition and you're like, damn, I wish we could have got that.
Louis Seen, of course.
Ooh, tough.
Yeah, Louis Seen and Asamoah. So we got I had Asamoah in my mock draft, but we got Quay Walker instead. So, I mean, just got to deal with what we got. I mean, I think Louis Seen is going to definitely make Harrison Smith's job a lot easier. I believe he could possibly make Pro Bowl this year too. In my opinion, I think he can.
Ooh, okay.
He's dope.
And you're going to see a no-fly zone with him and Harrison Smith back there. And what receivers do you got to offer in the other three teams in our division? You got Green Bay with we got all number 2 receivers on our team. Detroit, they're getting there. Chicago, there's just Justin Fields. He's going to throw it to himself. So yeah, this defense is gonna be great next year.
Cool.
Daniil Hunter got paid. He got paid for being injured all 10 seasons he's been there.
I think he's a year or two over the hump, in my opinion.
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
He's a year or two over the hump.
He got paid like 4 years, $72 million. What per day? What? You gotta give me 3 straight injury-free seasons, dog.
What have you done?
Yeah, what have you done?
Madden X Factors don't count.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So that takes us into looking at the Vikings schedule. We'll obviously get into some of the key players before we end this segment on the Vikings. But looking at the Vikings schedule next year into the bye week. They are
got a week 7 bye.
Week 7 bye. They're starting off the season in Minnesota against the Packers. They're starting the season in Minnesota against the Packers. And they go on the road in Philly. They play at home against the Lions. They got the Saints, the Bears, and then the Dolphins. That's the first Was it 1, 2, 3, 6 games of the season? Packers, Eagles, Lions, Saints, Bears, and Dolphins. What do y'all got them going in those first 6 games of the season?
I could go first. 4-2.
Damn. Okay.
I got him. I
Little
got
bit
him
more
winning
generous.
the first. Yeah, I got him winning the first game against us. We always split against Minnesota. That's
Okay.
like the only team we split with, and that's Minnesota. And it's usually at Minnesota. So, so I give him that. I give him Detroit. I give him New Orleans, and I give him Chicago. I got them losing to Philly and Miami.
Let's go. What you got, Tua? We got 4-2 from Carlos.
I got 4-2 as well.
Okay. You got the same 4 teams, or who are they beating?
I got them with the last 4: Detroit, New Orleans, Chicago, and Miami.
Ooh, okay.
I respect that.
I don't think because Green Bay, they still got a secondary over there. It's a 2v2 right there. You got Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen versus what?
Alexander and Douglas
Jair Alexander and who?
Stokes and Stokes.
Yeah, so it's a 2v2. That's a toss up. You know, I don't see them beating the Packers or the Eagles.
Cool.
The last
4-2.
4.
4-2 from Pilot. 4-2 from
Tua's gave him the last 4. I have him starting 0-2 also, but I haven't finished 3-3 at the bye.
Okay.
I haven't beaten Detroit, beaten New Orleans, beaten Chicago, and then losing to Miami before the bye week. So I have him 3-3.
Ooh. I'm actually right there with Vita. I think the Packers come out on top in this first one. Just because I think.
Hey. Sorry, go ahead, but just know. Go ahead, Oos. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think Aaron Rodgers comes out, leans on his running backs heavy in that first game. It's going to be a defensive-minded game, but I think they win by 2 touchdowns that first game. Philly, obviously, bro, we're in Philly. They not winning that in Philly.
Right.
And then Tua continues his MVP season.
Right.
Against that secondary. You know what I'm saying? He throwing 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. What you got, Vita?
So after the bye week, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt after a bye week. I actually had Arizona winning this game after bye week, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because it gets damn ugly for me after this. I had them going from 3-3 to my original thought was 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, 3-7, 3-8, and they didn't win again until week 13 with the Jets. That's what I originally had.
And that is so realistic. Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't have them winning again until the Jets. But I'll give them a benefit of the doubt. I'll give them the Arizona dub after the bye week because I got a Cliff Kingsbury agenda to push. So, yeah, I'll have them beating Arizona out of the bye week, but then I don't have them winning again till week 13. They'll win week 13, week 14. They'll lose to the Colts. They'll beat the Giants, and they'll lose to Green Bay. And I actually have, I got them finishing the year beating Chicago. So there's still only like a 7-8 win team for me.
7-8 win? Okay. Let's stay on that same conversation and go to Tua to see how the Minnesota Vikings end the season.
9-8.
Damn.
9-8.
I'm going 9-8 because I said, the first
a 1 game improvement from last year.
Yeah, the first the first set of games going into the bye, I got them at 4-2. So I got them beating the Commanders, the Jets.
You were really low on the Commanders, aren't you?
Yeah, you were really low on the Commanders.
I'm not sold on the Commanders. I'm not sold on them.
Every time you've mentioned the Commanders, you've mentioned them losing.
Man, they might be going 0-17 in this guy's book.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This better balance.
I'm feeling a little type of way about that.
This better balance.
But continue on.
I got the Lions. The Lions ain't gonna beat them. The Giants ain't gonna beat them, and then Chicago ain't gonna beat them. So that's. I'm going 9-8 this year.
Okay.
What you got, Paula? For the Minnesota Vikings, you got them starting off 4-2.
I got them.
1 second, y'all.
I got them taking Arizona. I got them taking Dallas, New York. So that's 7. Mm-hmm. Detroit's 8. I got them taking it at Indy. So 9. 10 New York Giants, and 11 with Chicago. So 11-6.
Damn. I am
Damn.
interested to see how the Packers are going to finish. Okay.
11-6.
11-6. I'm going to give them 7 games. 7-10. I think they take a step back this year. Just because Kirk Coupon, bro. We talk about it. Kirk Cousins, I do not have faith in. He finds a way to have some big games, but I do think Kirk Cousins is their ceiling is Kirk Cousins, and I think 7 wins is that ceiling. I just don't see too much coming out of him. They always find a way to beat the Cowboys or have a very, very competitive game against Cowboys. If Dalvin Cook can stay healthy, their ceiling to me is 10. Dalvin Cook ain't healthy. I got him at 7.
7-10. I think you're right. Kirk Cousins is not that guy. For me, I believe that Minnesota defense is gonna come through for him. For a majority of these games, Minnesota defense, I think they're gonna put up some good numbers on the defensive side.
I don't know, man. If I'm looking at the balance of the league and the teams they're playing, if I'm looking at the balance of the offense on how these teams got better offensively, the Minnesota Vikings didn't get better defensively to balance that out.
Oh, it did.
The only thing the Vikings.
I'm just saying it. I'm just saying, like I just for some odd reason, out of the defensive teams in the NFC North, I believe the I don't know why I'm believing in them, but I just have a real good hunch that they will put Kirk Cousins in the position where they need to win games. And I'm not talking about 40, 50-yard lines. I'm talking about up close and personal type stuff. Like Kirk Cousins doesn't have to think about it. Just give it to Dalvin Cook or just dump it off to Justin Jefferson type shit.
And that's where I think we're so used to seeing the Zimmerman-led Vikings, we don't know what a Kevin O'Connell-led Vikings team looks like. We don't know what that looks like. So like, as they figure out the things that you have on this roster that are stable, is you have a top 3 wide receiver, you have a top tier running back. I'm not gonna put a number. A top tier running back because the health does bother, but when he's there, he's effective, right? You have a top safety, a top linebacker, and one of the more upsided rookies, but he's at an invaluable position. It's still safety. An all-pro safety doesn't really push the needle defensively like it once used to. You picked up Jordan Hicks, who had 100 tackle seasons here soon, but again, like so he said, like how much, like even having 100 tackle season in Arizona, like defensively, they still called them trash. And
they were butt.
They were butt. So you're kind of like, man, like the Hunter pickup. So I like Chaz Surratt. And I kind of found him last year in the draft. I was hoping that he would have been able to step up for them. But like the only stability you have on this roster is Justin Jefferson, because look at Kirk Cousins' stats. It was 33 touchdowns and 6 picks. That doesn't translate to an 8-9 season.
There's a whole lot of empty stats.
And he had 4,200 yards.
That's a whole lot of empty stats.
It's like empty stats. Like it's loaded. And the one thing we know about Kirk is like he is exactly where he is. He's the first quarterback outside of that elite tier. Like that is just it's not there. So again, I base the strength of your team first off of coach, quarterback. Question mark at coach. Your quarterback is unstable, so I don't think he could lead this roster. We've seen occasions where last year he put this team in places to lose games. Yes, it was like that. Like I can't put my trust in the Kirk when I know who Kirk is, and I think the worst thing they did was give him that extension. They should have just like let my man's roll. So and again, like I said, that Kirk coupon, but that's a $40 million coupon. So
that's
an expensive tag.
That's not no food stamps.
Yeah, that's a very, very expensive tag, bro.
Tua, man, like, give me a position on give me a player on offense, one player on defense. Who you watching next year?
I am watching Dalvin Cook. I'm going to be watching Dalvin Cook. I think he's going to have a better season than he had last year. If he stays healthy, he's going to be the catalyst to that offense.
Mhm.
For the defense, I'm gonna go with Brian Asamoah. He's gonna have a good rookie year season. If he happens to start, I think I think he'll be nice. He's gonna come out. I think he's gonna come out swinging.
Okay.
All right, Paulo, who you got? Who you watching next year for on offense and on defense for the Minnesota Vikings?
Minnesota. KJ Osborne.
KJ Osborne.
I mean, we're seeing the little decline with Thielen.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to step up offensively to get pressure off of Justin Jefferson. And for defenses, I mean, he's past his prime already, but I mean P2. So, I mean, you can't play press anymore, dog. You really can't.
Yeah.
You gotta play a lot more off the ball for your team to have more success. So, those are the two for me.
Cool. Who you got, Vita? Who you watching on offense?
I like KJ Osborne also. I've seen flashes from him. Seen good things. So it'll be a good stability for them. Again, with the healthy Dalvin Cook and KJ, like that could be explosive if they're all healthy. My side note guy is rookie Ed Ingram. I want to see if he works his way into the starting lineup for the Vikings. Probably become a good rotational piece because Christian Darrisaw, he stepped in and did a good job. And on the defensive end, I'm not gonna lie, I just never liked Minnesota like defensively as a whole. Like Harrison Smith has been cool, like he's respectable, and Kendricks is respectable. It's just not sexy to me. You know what I'm saying? But again, like it's really gonna be like Zadarius Smith. I want to start somebody. Like I'm looking at Zadarius Smith. I'm looking at Hunter. I'm looking at like Harrison Phillips. Like guys, who I'm like, yo, like let's have more impact on this D line because I feel like man, they're just like ugly up front to me. I just don't like it, and I feel like that's kind of why the pressure is on their cornerback. So. Yeah, I want to see if Ed Ingram could work his way into the rotation, KJ Osborne, and somebody on his D line. That's why I hope Zadarius Smith came up to help get them some pressure on the line there.
Oh,
so
I am watching Adam Thielen. We talked about seeing his step back last year, a little bit of a decline, whole lot of decline based on what we're used to seeing from Adam Thielen. I'm watching to see what he does and how he responds this year. You essentially had a rest year. That's what we're going to call it because you did not produce the way we're used to seeing you produce. We're going to see what you come out with this year. The other player I'm watching on defense is Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter. You got to put your money where your mouth is, dog. You got paid. We need to see you do something now.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's the Minnesota Vikings. I think we got a pretty balanced take on them. Bali was a little bit generous with the 11-6. But
11-6 is crazy.
That has me looking forward to see how we're going about the Green Bay Packers. So Green Bay Packers, they finished last year 13-4, top of this division. Matt LaFleur going in another year with the Green Bay Packers. What's this? His third or fourth year? Third or fourth year? Fourth year.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur. They finished. Say this again. 13-4. Let's talk about some off-season moves, man. We're gonna save the King of the North for last because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be pretty critical about his team. We're gonna go with Vita Van Pelt first. What you got on the off-season for the Green Bay Packers?
Off-season overview. Number 1, retaining Aaron Rodgers. Period. Retaining Aaron Rodgers. You kept Hall of Fame quarterback, top quarterback in the league on the roster. So that's a move you needed to have. Devontae Adams leaves. That hurts. But I think overall with the rest of their roster, you couldn't afford to pay. Like you could have afforded to pay him, but keeping Aaron Rodgers was the important part to that. You did that. Kudos to y'all. You were just falling short of special teams. God damn it. Like I've been trying to research some special teams people, man. Damn it. Like y'all soiled it. For the 49ers in the 49ers playoff games, Like offense put you in a position, special teams soiled that. One of the worst special teams games. And like these dudes really gave up that many points and blocked field goals, man. So again, I feel like it was like the year before Aaron Rodgers took the brunt of some things when he was like, yo, when he left the field, he left him in a good position. Matt LaFleur, when you look at this man's record to start his career, like, bro, this is dominance to start your career off. You know what I'm saying? To be able to have this type of record and to be able to remember Aaron Rodgers I think people kind of forget how Aaron Rodgers was at the back end of that Mike McCarthy years. Like they was like almost irritated with this man, bro. So Aaron Rodgers coming back to back MVPs, man. His efficiency level has to be one of the craziest things that we've seen from a quarterback who plays at the high volume and high level he does. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, I think they're collectively the best backfield tandem the league has to offer. I do. I think that 1-2 punch is what's going to carry them a lot this year. Not because they don't have to lean on Rodgers, but because they don't have to lean on Rodgers. You have this 1-2 punch that could dominate. Like Bala said, he said they have a lot of wide receiver twos on the roster. They do. Nobody's a one. You would hope that Christian Watson may emerge as a one. I've been high on Amari Rodgers since he was picked up. Hoping he could do like Randall Cobb like things, even though he's still on the roster like the younger days. But I think when you have a top 5 quarterback, a top 5 running game, and a top 5 defense, you're walking yourself to the playoffs. And that's how I feel about the Green Bay Packers.
Cool. Thank you, Vita. Let's go over to Tua. I'll give a few takes, and then we'll throw it over to the King of the North.
I think they like you said, Rodgers retaining Rodgers. I think they with the number 1 receiver in what's his name? Shoot. What's his name, guys?
Who, Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams. With
Being
them
gone?
leaving, I think the move that they made was Sammy Watkins. Picking up Sammy Watkins was
Yeah, I like the
pretty
Sammy
cool.
pickup.
The Sammy Watkins pickup was nice because it gives that veteran presence. Other than Randall Cobb's old ass, to throw to.
Former Raven.
Former Raven. I believe the re-signing of Robert Tonyan. I like that. The tight end for the Green Bay Packers, and I like the fact that they went young on the defensive side, the front 7.
Facts.
The front 7 of the Green Bay Packers kind of looks scary, dog. Like I'm now looking into the front 7 of you drafted Khalif Bryce, Florida Atlantic. He's a linebacker, 6'2", 233. That guy sounds like
Wyatt.
Right. And then you got Ellis Brooks, Penn State linebacker. And then you got Akil Byers, Missouri, defensive line. It's like I could keep going. They really got young on the defensive side, especially on that front 7. So if anything that's gonna surprise me this year about the Green Bay Packers is that their defense is gonna be stout this year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Especially in helping out Zadarius Smith's old ass, and then you got
So-
Jair and Adrian. They 5 and 8 years into the league.
Yep.
Having that front 7.
Jair's only 4. This is Jair's only 4th year, right?
Yeah, we extended it.
Yep.
Yeah, he
it's
just
four?
got paid.
Okay.
Yeah, he just got paid with 2 All-Pro years in his back pocket.
So what I'm saying, like, I think the front 7 move that they made to having young guys, hopefully, out of the front 7, hopefully 3 or 4 guys start for that defensive side. It'll bring a huge upside to the already good defensive side of the Packers, what they had last year. I think the moves that they made, it was a low-key moves that they made during the offseason and in the draft.
Yep.
Green Bay Packers. Cool. Let me hop in here real quick. One of the biggest additions going into next year isn't even a signing, man. David Bakhtiari is back. To me, that's one of the biggest additions back to this team going into next year. on the offensive side at least, right? Christian Watson, I was surprised they actually made that pick. Super happy they did. I think he's gonna have a hell of a year this year. One of the other big ones that I'm pretty happy about for the Green Bay Packers is Devontae Wyatt. Mm-hmm. You brought a big body to play behind Jarran Reed.
Right.
Big body.
Right.
The depth over there, like Tua said on that front seven, the depth on that front seven, specifically on that D-line running that 3-4, that's going to be nasty. That's going to be, I think this is the best defense, hands down, in the NFC North. Hands down. Best defense. That's super simple, but we're gonna pass it over to we're gonna go to Carlos. Tell us about your team, man. Green Bay Packer, King of the North.
Hey man, we're gonna keep it simple, man. It's the same thing, just a different year, man. We're gonna dominate like usual, man. It is what it is, man. Just having Aaron Rodgers back is gonna make it a lot easier, I guess. Just defensively, we're stacked, man. Already on a top 5 defense. We had Jair healthy again, extended him, and yeah, just ready to dominate again. That's it.
Paula, did you see most of the defensive guys that you guys got were all Southern players? People that came from the SEC, the ACC, everybody from there. I'm like, damn.
And that's you said that depth is crazy because I think a lot of people make the mistake of when you're a team who is set up to win, you want to see big splash moves. But that could risk your roster. That's how people will trade for it. Like, no, Green Bay has seemed always done a fair job of constructing a roster year in and year out without having to kill themselves financially. So like you said, when you pick up pieces that are rookie contracts that are great players, who you guys develop well. Again, you took Eric Stokes and Roswell Douglas, who was casted off by drafted Eric Stokes, picked up Roswell Douglas, who was casted off by other teams, and put him in a good position to win. Like, that stuff is underrated. You guys, they really can line up in any package and formation and not feel no disadvantage in any matchup. Yeah. So, like Paula said, me and Paula was talking about that the pickup of Sean Ryan too. The rookie lineman, didn't know that he had as much versatility because I was asking if he could work himself in. But probably, he had brought up the fact that maybe Ryan can go to tackle and Jenkins can go back to guard, right? And so, again, just depth. I think the best thing you can do when you're in a position of where you are at is to build depth, because you had a all-pro left tackle and an all-pro cornerback miss last year, and you still had to have special teams soil it to keep you from getting to a conference championship game. So
I think if we're going to talk about silver lining, the silver lining to me with Tay leaving is now who are you going to go out there and focus on? It's going to change game to game, and I think that's one of the biggest benefits for the Green Bay Packers. When you look at this wide receiver core, you don't have a number one. But if you're a defensive coordinator, the first 6 games of the season, which we're going to talk about, we're going to get into, first 6 games of the season, if you're looking at this offensive, this wide receiving core, on top of having to plan for Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, it's going to be hell for these defensive coordinators the first 6-7 games of the season.
Yep.
And I never thought I'd say that, not having a Pro Bowl, wide receiver on the roster right now, but that actually takes us into the conversation about the first couple of games of the season. What week is their bye week? They have a late bye week.
Week 14.
Week 14. So we'll go 7 games into the season. Talk about their record 7 games in, and then we'll go from there for the rest of the season. So they're starting off the season against the Minnesota Vikings. They'll go to Chicago. They got Tampa in Tampa. They got the Patriots at home, Giants at home, Jets at home, and they got the Commanders. That's the first 7 games of the season. What do y'all got them going to? So where do you got the Packers starting the first 7 games of the season? Vikings, Bears, Bucks, Pats.
God dang!
You said 4-3?
I got them at 4-3. I don't think the Giants or the Jets is gonna be any competition with them. The Commanders, I am still not sold on the Commanders.
And they for sure going 0-17 on yours. Well, who are the 3 teams that actually beat the Green Bay Packers?
The Patriots, the Bucks, and the Vikings.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I got Patriots, Bucks, and the Vikings beating the Packers. Chicago, their butt. Aaron Rodgers own them. Like, I own you.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
So yeah, the Bears, they're gonna. That's a division game. Yeah, he's sweeping them. So the Bears, the Giants, the Jets, and the Commanders. That's all dubs right there.
Cool. I got the Packers going 6-1, and the loss could come from 2 places. It could come from Tampa, or it could come from New England. They're not losing both.
New England.
They're not losing both. They're not losing both.
6-1.
And I think they're more likely to lose in Tampa than they are at home against the Patriots. I'm gonna pass it over to Vita, man. Who you got?
I got him 7. I got him 7-0. I don't have them losing until they play Buffalo.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, people can say beating Tampa in Tampa, but this is a Tampa Bay team without Chris Godwin.
You still got Mike Evans and what?
What has Mike Evans?
You still have Mike Evans, but now you have All-Pro corner Alexander back,
who's healthy,
and you still have Douglas and Stokes and Amos and Savage on everybody else
with chips on their shoulders.
We don't know what Gronk's gonna do. We don't even know if Gronk's that's still a whole thing over there for them. Like, they picked up Gage, but it's like that's not Godwin. Godwin's out. So a lot of the early matchups for Tampa Bay, if it's a heavy hitter without Godwin, that's gonna hurt. So I don't have them losing in Tampa. I don't have them.
Spicy 7. Jesus Christ,
I have them losing until Buffalo, because that game I believe is in Buffalo. So I just gave that to home team. I gave that game to home team. Whoever was home team was gonna take that game.
Spicy.
And then I'll go ahead and tell y'all, I don't have them losing again. I got them 16-1.
16-1. So Buffalo's gonna be the only L.
Buffalo's the only L.
Let's move right over to Polly, man. I gotta hear it, dog. Start with the first 7 games of the season and then go for the whole season.
I respect it, my guy. I got him going 15-2.
Okay, who's the 2 losses?
I got him losing to Buffalo at Buffalo, but I still got him splitting with Minnesota. And I got him going. The first game. It's going to be the first game.
Okay.
At Minnesota, but 15-2.
It will be 14-3 for me.
What's the 3 losses?
The first 3?
The first 3 I just told you. Tampa, New England, and
Buffalo.
And Buffalo. Oh no, Minnesota.
So that's 4 losses.
No. I only
wanted
Minnesota,
Buffalo.
Tampa, and New England. I got them beating. Aaron Rodgers about to be that guy in Buffalo.
Okay.
Oh.
Be that guy in Buffalo.
Oh. That's a little bold.
I mean, it's tough to play Buffalo in Buffalo.
That's a late October game, though. So.
I mean, at the same time, they don't got Tre'Davious White too. He did get hurt at the end of the season last year.
Yeah, that's the thing, is how long is he out for?
We'll see.
We'll see. 6-7 months, I think they said.
Yeah, so
that's what's
14-3.
That's what's going to matter for me, is if White's playing that game or not. People forget White wasn't in the playoff run. If people forget, I'd be like, they missed.
White's nice. That's nice.
So
all right, so here
I got them 16-1.
You know what I'm saying? I got y'all 14-3. Y'all gonna lose to us. You ain't gonna beat us. We at home. You're not gonna beat us. We're gonna have to bet on that game too. So you losing to the Eagles. I think you lose to the Bills.
It's a toss-up between Tampa.
Nah, I mean,
I don't think it's
Vita made some real good points.
There's no Chris Godwin.
I can't disagree with
No
that.
Chris Godwin.
That was
I'm
me
not
assuming
gonna-
Chris Godwin was there, and
He's
assuming
not there.
it's too many assumptions. So I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm gonna go with the Eagles, and then it's hard for me to believe that they're gonna sweep through their whole division. So they gotta lose to the Vikings. But I think they lose. I think they lose to the Vikings later in the season, not that first matchup. They lose to the Vikings at home.
Mm-hmm.
So 14-3, man. 14-3. 14-3. We gonna do the same thing we did before. Key players. Who you looking at on offense and defense, too? Give me one.
I would like to piggyback off of what you said earlier. David Bakhtiari. He's that heart and soul of that O-line. And that dude loves beer. On the defensive side, we're gonna go with the anchor. I'm gonna say Jair Alexander
Okay.
on
Cool.
the defensive side.
Tua, who you got? Or I mean, not Tua, Tavita.
Offensively, I'm just gonna pair the backfield together, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. Again, I have to put my stamp on. I think that they're the best backfield duo in the NFL. So carry this offense, make life very, very easy for what you guys already know to be efficient quarterback. So go ahead and handle that. Defense is gonna put you in a position. Then on defense, I'm not gonna lie. Devondre Campbell, All-Pro year, right? He kind of came out of nowhere for me. So let alone for that, if he could double that up. And then also Rashawn Gary. I'm going to highlight Rashawn Gary. And the only reason I'm going to highlight Rashawn Gary is because he's low-key become my arch nemesis because PFF dropped the top 25 rushers under 25 and Gary was over Brian Burns. So that kind of made me salty a little bit. So that made me salty that Rashawn Gary was over Brian Burns. So now I'm kind of looking at him like you're my enemy. So I want to see what Rashawn Gary could do this year. I want to say Alexander, but again, if a guy was all pro and then shut down as he was pre-injury, even if he comes back as just a good corner, it brings depth. And Campbell being where he was, that should then sustain what you guys were able to do last year.
Cool. I'm gonna go right along with you with the running backs. That is a staple. Best 1-2 punch in the NFL right now. I'm gonna just support everything you said about them. Defensively, I'm looking at Eric Stokes next year. That to me is gonna be the key guy. Because when you're looking at a Jair Alexander coming back all pro, I don't care if you were hurt last year. You're all pro. You're all money. I'm putting my money on you every time. It's always that number 2 receiver that messes you up, which means I'm going to the very next corner. Eric Stokes, man. What are you going to do next year? Eric Stokes and Darnell Savage. Eric Stokes to me is the key, though. I need to see these dudes. We're far past the Kevin King days. We don't have to worry about that.
Man.
But that also leaves somebody to fill that in. So to me, Eric Stokes, man, I gotta see you hold it down next year. Shut down those number 2, number 3 receivers. Coming across the middle playing slot. Good work. Ballin, man. King of the North.
Well, hold on. Before Polly go, can I just add to my offense?
No, your turn is over.
Okay, Tua.
Sammy Watkins.
Caleb Jones.
Sammy Watkins, former Raven.
No, I'm not saying because he's a former. I think he's gonna be a heavy key piece to the Green Bay air grind right there with Aaron Rodgers. Him and Alan Lazard, they're gonna go off.
Cool. We'll see. Ballin, man, what you looking at? Offense, defense, key players.
Man, this is all defense, man, all 3 levels. Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage, and what's his face? I just had him. Where was he?
Devontae White?
No, and Devondre Campbell. Those are all 3 players I'm looking at. We paid big money for Devondre. We need another all-pro season from you, dog. And Darnell Savage, man, you look like Daniel Sorensen last year, man. We need you to get that.
Just to be out.
Yeah, you look like Daniel Sorensen out there, my guy. Adrian Amos took most of the load for you. And Rashawn Gary, man, he took over pretty well when the Darius went out. I want to see that same energy. We picked up your 5th-year option. Get that money, dog.
Cool.
Right.
That wraps it up for the NFC North, y'all. Now I need some final thoughts, man. Final thoughts on the NFC North. What kind of impact do you think these four? Yeah. Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. What's your bold takes for the NFC North? All 4 teams. Who got one? Who got one?
I got one. Justin Jefferson is going to be a Triple Crown winner.
God damn.
Oh, damn. That's a lot of faith in Kirk Cousins.
He's going to have 2K yards. He's going to have 10 touchdowns, and he's going to have 140 receptions.
Damn.
I know what I said about the records of the Lions and the Bears, but I got the Lions in 3rd place over the Bears.
I don't know if that's bold. That's not
really bold,
That's
man.
not bold.
They can interchange, man. They can't really be.
I'm not interchanging them. I really got the Lions over the Bears. I think in your division, I think the Lions is going to be in 3rd place.
Okay. Vita, man, you got a bold. I know Vita always got a bold take for us, man.
Not too much of a bold take. I think it's just going to be clear this year that Justin Fields will be the 2nd best quarterback in the division. And then I think after this year, this will probably be the last year that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the division.
All right, my next one. Chicago's going to find a way to get rid of Justin Fields in the next few years.
Damn.
They're going to find a way to get rid of him.
Damn. That's super bold.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to get rid of him.
Something I think people are like not mentioning when we look at all these quarterback movements and stuff is if Green Bay extended Aaron Rodgers, why ain't nobody reaching out? I mean, they might be reaching out, but why isn't Jordan Love a consideration for these other teams to be picked up?
I think
because they know. Because
he might not be where he's supposed to be.
I'm not gonna say he's but I don't think he's out there. I don't think he's openly being shopped. I think they're like, you know what? We got to give you a few more years. We can't just expect you to come in, be behind Aaron, and say go. I think they're going to put a little bit more stock into him. My bold take, though, is that both running backs hitting 1K, 10 touchdowns.
Woohoo.
Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. They both hitting 1K. They both hitting 10 touchdowns. That's how much they... Which is, I mean... It's 400 more yards collectively than last year. One of them hit 799. Other one hit 8+. So to me, to see 1K from both of them and 10 touchdowns, it's we'll see. I think it'll happen.
It's doable. I think it's doable.
Mm-hmm. I think this will be the. Yeah, I think I know Rodgers over the last 2 years has thrown like 4 picks and 5 picks in back-to-back years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll still see that same thing. I think he's still again, efficiency level. He's gonna be there. I'm not gonna be shocked if David Montgomery leads this division in rushing yards. I think they'll have to lean on that over there in Chicago. It's crazy to me, y'all. Y'all are much lower on Chicago than I kind of expected there. Probably more understandable to it.
Yeah.
Lions third, though?
Nah, Lions are the clear last. Clear last.
You know how pissed off a 7 wins Lions team fan would be?
Bruh. That means they're not getting the top 10.
Year,
yeah.
And you're not getting the top quarterback.
There's no way they win that many games.
You know how pissed off a 7 wins Lion team would be? Because then you would have to consider re-signing Jared Goff to bridge again. I don't think you want that as a Lions fan. I think you want a 3-win year so you can go with a rookie quarterback behind the top 5 O-line, Jamison Williams, and all of that.
I don't think they're going to take.
I think if you look at a 2023 roster with C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young behind this O-line,
completely
they're going to be happy.
Team. Yeah, completely different team.
Even if
go ahead to it.
Even if they win 7 games, they're still gonna get rid of him.
For who
just
though?
the
For
point.
who?
The point is you are now out of the CJ Bryce sweepstakes.
Yeah.
That's
And I
the
don't think
point.
they're not gonna settle for a DJ. You know what I mean? Unless
So
DJ comes out
next
and
year's
plays out
draft
of his
class,
mind next year.
next year's draft class has a lot of quarterbacks in the first. Like a lot. Like this next year's class is kind of how like what Trevor Lawrence in them class was. They got like 5 going high. But the sweepstakes is Bryce and CJ. That's what everybody's gunning for. So if you told me in 2023 CJ or Bryce was behind this team, I'd be like, hey, there's a lot of upside to these guys. But the upside for me with Detroit stops at Jared.
right.
So again, with a 7-win Lions team would probably piss fans off because you have to give up draft capital to move up.
I actually got the Bears and the Vikings being closer to each other than the Lions to anyone else.
Yeah.
To me, the Bears and the Vikings are going to be closer in record than anybody else.
The Lions is 3 or 4 wins to me. The Bears is 4 to 6. The floor of the Vikings is 8. But if they got 11, I'm not gonna trip. But even if they got 11, we all said 14 and over for Green Bay. That's still a 3-game gap.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I don't
y'all.
know. That was just my take on it.
No, I'm with you.
All right,
I'm
y'all.
just saying, like if we was to end the year next year and be like, oh yeah, Detroit went 7 and 10, and be like, well, now they're out of the top 5 picks. They don't have the quarterback, and they need a quarterback. I don't think that's a situation that Detroit wants to be in.
Right. No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I still got them 7 and 10. I think they're still going to be at least a top 10 pick, at least. Probably 6 or 7. 7 wins.
Lions to me is a top 5 pick next year. Top 5, top 3 at best top 3, at worst top 5. I just don't think there's too many teams worse than the Lions are going to be next year. So you're saying they're going to tank? I don't think they're going to tank. They're just not good enough to win.
I think we're going to see this year what we saw last year. Like a competitive team who just isn't good enough, because I think that ceiling is Jared Goff. And I think, like you said, I just don't think they're good enough in a lot of the pieces, like Aiden, rookie, Okuda, mystery mark. Like there's still holes there, but there's still potential there. But you don't want to go into 2023 with a with the Baker Mayfield behind the Detroit Lions because they had to let go of Jared Goff and pick up somebody else. Or Jimmy G, or Jimmy G ended up in Detroit, and you're finding yourself again with like I think Detroit fans will be okay being like, hey, look, Bryce and CJ coming out, like, hey, be close but lose. Give us 2 wins. Like, we're gonna celebrate that mug.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna tank. I just don't think they're good enough talent wise. They got talent. But we all know that talent takes a couple years in order for them to mesh together, in order for them to figure it out, in order for them to get it together. I just, like I said, you know, they're a young team, but I don't think coming into year 1 they're gonna do anything that's gonna make any noise. But
Robert Quinn wants out of Chicago.
Oh man,
that's what my Bears Army just told me before we got on. He said Robert Quinn doesn't want to play because he wants to play for a contender to finish his career.
Good. Good. Don't care about Chicago.
Good for him. Now go to the Rams and be 3rd string.
I know.
All right, y'all.
What?
Yeah, that's it.
Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Any final thoughts?
You know what? This isn't my take. This is my homie take. DK Metcalf will be a Chicago Bear in 2023.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What?
He's doing a lot of praying.
DK Metcalf will be a Chicago Bear in 2023
That's a bold.
I have so many questions, but I'm not gonna ask them.
Hold up. Let me give you the logic because I know the logic. DK Metcalf will be the Chicago Bears receiver in 2023, and when he goes, he will be the highest paid wide receiver in the league.
I don't see that happening.
You think he has that kind of output this year to justify that?
I don't think it matters. I think he's in a situation where McLaurin's holding out. DJ got paid early because they didn't want to involve themselves in that. Terry's holding out. Debo's holding out. DK's holding out. Of those three, who should be the highest paid?
Debo.
Oh, you said DK, Debo, and who?
DK, Debo, and Terry. Out of
And
those three, who should be the highest paid?
Debo.
Terry.
I'm not gonna
Terry.
lie, DK.
Terry.
DK.
DK.
Okay, now let's just entertain me. Now let's look at the rest of the league. After DK, who gets paid next?
Debo.
Jefferson.
Oh, you talking about beyond those three?
Class. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
This is
yeah.
one
Jefferson.
class.
Jefferson.
DK, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, they were the same draft class.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Crazy draft class.
Jefferson and
DK,
CD.
Debo, McLaurin, DJ, like all these guys is around the same time.
Yeah.
DK is a second round pick, so he doesn't have a 5th-year option. McLaurin, I think, is the same. That's AJ Brown. That's why they're holding out. They don't have an option. They don't have guaranteed money after this year. That's why when he left, he got paid. DK wants to get paid. After this class gets paid, then you got Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, and Jamar Chase. That's the next group coming up to get paid. So when Justin Jefferson makes his leap to be the highest paid wide receiver, because we all know who's going to leap him after that in Chase. When Justin Jefferson leaps the highest paid wide receiver, it's got to be DK, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be DK.
Yeah. Because if we talk about pure potential, right? We're talking about pure potential. We talk about a wide receiver within DK, Terry, and Debo, right? You talking about throwing someone wide, throwing them the rock. That's purely what we're talking about. We're not talking about Debo's versatility because they had to hand him the ball in order to make him useful. We're talking about pure wide receiver versatility. It's DK.
It's DK. I feel like people
I
make
still
that
think
more
it's
difficult.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, I think what you're saying. So I believe it's Scary Terry McLaurin.
How?
See, look,
Look at how many quarterbacks he had, and he's still producing.
He's the only one over there. When we talk about DK next to a Tyler Lockett.
Okay, so here. Hey, hold up. DJ just got a 21-22 average, right? DJ just got 22-21 average. McLaurin wants DJ money at minimum because Christian Kirk moved the market when he went to Jacksonville. So McLaurin wants DJ money. Debo wants more than both of them money, but I feel like DK should get that money.
I think DK got to get paid first.
He's top 10.
So if you're saying Terry should get that money, then that's top 10 because right now it got DJ at like 7 or 8 behind Cooper and all of them. DJ's at 7 now, but there's about 4 guys about to leap him.
All right, so if we're talking about production between Terry and DK over the last, we're gonna talk about their first 3 years in the season, starting from last year. DK Metcalf came out with 75 catches, 967 yards, 12 touchdowns. Last year, Terry McLaurin went 77 catches, 1,057 with only 5 touchdowns. Last 3 years for Terry McLaurin, he went 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. 1,000 yards, damn near all 3. 1,000 yards, damn near all 3.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf, 900 yards, 1,300 yards, basically 1,000 yards every season, 12 touchdowns. He's gone up at least 2 touchdowns every year, 17 to 12.
Real quick. What's DK's targets?
DK's 129 targets, 129 back-to-back years, 80 and 78.
So what's the total?
For those 2 years or altogether for the 3 years?
All three.
All 3 years, 358 targets, 216 catches.
Terry's got 357 for 222. 357 targets, 222 receptions, 3,090 yards, and 16 total TDs. That's what very bare minimum QB play.
Yeah.
DK with 29
And
catches.
give him a quarterback.
I'm taking what I know as opposed to what I think.
I don't know anything
what
about
I know
DK,
with
though.
DK.
Like what?
What I know
What
with
has he really done?
DK is I'm going to get 1,000 yards. I'm going to get 80, 90 catches. I'm going to get 10 touchdowns. I know that.
Okay, so
for Terry, but
so I'm with Fale in get him a quarterback as to why I'm much higher on Washington this year. Because even Wentz still had 27 and like 7 last year. And McLaurin is way better than Pittman. So that's why I'm much higher on Washington going into next year with McLaurin, with Jahan Dotson, and with their running game and that whole team. So that I'm a lot higher on Washington. This is like a Ron Rivera year to me. But I still think, even though I respect McLaurin's production, I still think DK is the better receiver overall out of all of them.
Yeah.
Because
Terry's extremely close number 2 to me.
Terry's
there's
still
not a wide.
me.
There's not a wide margin.
Terry's still 3 to me because I'm okay with Terry's route running, that's elite. But I don't he doesn't wow me after the catch. Like DK wows me with the route running, the physicality, and after the catch. Like Terry wows me with his separation and stuff like that. So again, we'll see what Wentz. We'll dig deeper into that. But when you ask me to move the market, it has to be when I know Justin Jefferson jumps everybody. Who do I expect him to jump? Because he can't jump Devontae and Tyreek. Somebody has to be the next highest paid wide receiver. And I think the next highest paid wide receiver is DK. Or it should be DK.
And you think he's going to go to Chicago?
I don't know about Chicago.
So
that's
tough. But if you would have said at the beginning of last year that A.J. Brown would have been anywhere else but Tennessee, people would have thought the same thing. So I'm of the mind right now, I see $97 million in cap space, a team with a quarterback they want to invest in. And if you want to invest in, I'd rather give a $33 million a year to DK to move him, because I don't know if Seattle wants to make him the highest paid receiver, even though they should. Because Tyler Lockett eventually has to leave.
All right, here goes my take with DK. I think DK goes to Jacksonville.
Facts, Sefa.
Because a 500 or lower team is going to want to overpay him. This is why I think DK goes to Jacksonville.
That's why I think DK, no matter what, will be the next highest paid wide receiver. Is DK not top 5?
Oh, he's definitely top 5.
Top 5 what?
Wait. Think about that before you say it to him.
In the league?
In the league?
Right now?
In the league?
No.
No.
Why wouldn't he be?
Who's the 5? Who's your top 5? That brings a whole nother question.
I know, what? Bro, this is a whole.
So listen, if I'm Seattle right now, I give DK every dollar that he wants. I get out the game early.
Top 10 in my book.
I give DK every dollar that he wants right now if he wants it.
Oh yeah, pay him right now.
But I think DK might be slow playing this. Again, he's a second round draft pick, so he doesn't have an option. He could just walk into the free agency next year.
And get McLaurin. That's why I think he goes to Jacksonville.
Doesn't want to walk. McLaurin doesn't want to walk in the free agency. McLaurin wants his money. Debo wants his money. I think DK's cool with being cool. Y'all got it. At least that's the vibes I get from him. Is he's not pressuring about it. He's just all right, y'all got it. McLaurin and Debo will sit out. DK will be I'll just walk into free agency, and then when he walks into free agency, probably to Soy's point now, somebody's going to give him every dollar he wants to be the highest paid wide receiver.
The market is only going to rise. Pay now, cry later. Absolutely. If Seattle really wants to put a staple on the wide receiver market and on one of the best wide receivers over the next 10 years, do I think he's going to last 10 years? Who knows? But one of the best wide receivers over the next 10 years as of right now, you got to pay him right now. You have to.
Don't need him. Don't need him for 10. My extension is for 4 more. You're a second round pick. So if I give you 5 for 145 with incentives, you gonna get your over 30 and your signing bonus and all of that.
Yeah, it's gonna take him to 190 with all the incentives. Easy.
Right now, Tyreek and Devontae sitting at 30. So you ask yourself, who's the next $30 million wide receiver? Because San Francisco, I don't think they can afford it. Is Bosa even paid?
No.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nick Bosa ain't getting no money.
Not yet. You got to pay Bosa before. I think you pay Bosa before you. You got to pay Bosa before you pay Debo.
Facts.
Because let's be real. Let's be real. How many Bosas out there, and how many Debos are out there? You're gonna find another Debo before you're gonna find another Bosa.
That's why Debo sits out, because he knows Nick has to get paid too, and there's only so many dollars every team could give. That's the beauty of the salary cap. But then again, like you said, so I'm with Ballard. Like Terry's dope, and Terry hasn't had wide receiver. Like Terry hasn't had a quarterback. That's why I'm higher on him this year. But some receiver has to touch over 30 million. And I don't think Terry or Debo is going to get that, but I think DK will get that because I know Jefferson is going to get about 35, and then Jamar is going to get about 37.
I think CD gets paid first, and then Jefferson gets paid. Jefferson's not going to get paid before CD. Just because
if Jerry could
CD's
pay
smart,
CD now, he would.
Oh, yeah. If CD's smart, he's like, yo, I need to go get this money, set the bar, because there's no way I'm better than Justin Jefferson.
He's not.
No way.
He's not.
I have
CD
the same
better get his money
quarterback
as
as
fast
him.
as he
Like,
can.
I have the same exact quarterback as him.
CD's not. CD better get his money because CD's going to find himself, if he don't do it, under McLaurin.
That's the same with Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's in that same category with Justin Jefferson, same category with CD Lamb.
We'll get to them, but there's a lot of people out there that isn't as high on Judy as we seem to be.
Cool. Well, that wraps it up for the NFC North, y'all. Next week, who we got next week?
AFC East.
AFC East.
Jets, Bills, Dolphins, cousin to a dark horse MVP, and the New England Patriots. So we're doing the Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, and the Buffalo Bills AFC East next Tuesday.
That's going to be an interesting one. A lot more interesting than the NFC North. So AFC East next week, Tuesday, same time. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your mama's friends, tell their husbands because they probably talk football on the couch just like us.
Yeah.
So we'll catch y'all next week, same time.
Come after me for my takes. You know what I mean? Those are my opinions, guys.
Can I mute this guy?
Fourth string cornerback, Lamar Jackson.
Dolphins going third?
Dolphins going third? Oh,
that's not absurd, but I don't like it.
Oh, no. I got Dolphins second, baby.
I got them second too behind the Bills.
Anyways. Cousin to an MVP year.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all next week or tomorrow if y'all want to get in on some TTE talks. TTEspn is back next week. See y'all later.
Let's get it.